I'm Eva Sweeney. I am a sophomore chemistry major at Holyoke Community College, and my pronouns are they, them. Over the spring and summer of the last year, I participated in something called NASA Community College Aerospace Scholars, or NCAS for short. So NCAS is a program with a couple different moving pieces. The first part that I did was called Mission 1, and basically what I did was it was a 5-week online course with some assessments, learning about things like how NASA works internally, space exploration history, aviation, stuff like that, taking some little quizzes, and then finally you have like a big final project that you do, and you present to a bunch of actual NASA staff members, and they give you feedback and they give you a grade on it. So what I did was a big research paper about environmental control and life support systems, specifically water revitalization and microbial monitoring, and how that life support system needs to evolve in the future for us to be able to use it for deep space travel, something like going to Mars. Mission 2 was a little bit different. That was like a totally virtual gamified mission to the moon or Mars that I did with like 9 other students from all across the country. We worked together in a team for like a really intense week, hearing from NASA staff and faculty, getting feedback from our mentor on our resumes, stuff like that, and it culminated in a presentation to a board of people who actually work at NASA who give you feedback on your work. I found out about this program through the STEM Club. I'm the vice president, and our president heard about this and brought it to us. This was just really something that I had been interested in my whole life. Ever since I was a little kid, like I was one of those little kids who really wanted to be an astronaut, and I was always interested in astronomy. I feel like space exploration is a really cool thing for us as humans to do together, and if we do it the right way, it can be like a big force of unity. It is NASA Community College Aerospace Scholars, so it is specifically designed with community college students in mind. So when I got to Mission 2, we were actually hearing from people who were, working at NASA in like their dream careers, very prestigious jobs, who had started at community college, who went to state school. And a lot of times you have this misconception that everybody who works at NASA is like this crazy genius from day one who, went to MIT, and those people do exist at NASA, but it's not the only person. And I think what it really taught me is that more than anything as an organization, NASA values your grit and your determination more than like having a degree from like a fancy school. Right out of high school, I applied to a bunch of schools, 4-year schools, and I was actually looking to go to a school in Florida at the time because that was where I wanted to that was the natural environment I wanted to be in, because I wanted to study sustainability, environmental science, that sort of thing. But the school was so expensive, and I realized that I was going to have to go into quite a bit of debt in order to do all 4 years there. So I said, you know what, I'm not going. I'm going to apply to community college, and I'm going to do at least my gen eds, if not more, there. And I did. And honestly, I think that's one of the best choices that I have ever made. I found community at HCC, I work at HCC, I go to school at HCC, and I feel like I've learned more here for much less like fiscal cost than I would have at any 4-year school. But this will likely be my last semester at HCC before I graduate, and then I can take all of the money that I've saved while still working while at HCC and put that towards my education at a 4-year school. And I do really want to get a master's degree and possibly continue beyond that. This is my 2nd semester as a National Science Foundation STEM scholar. I love the course. I love the sense of community of different people in different STEM disciplines, but also just like the diversity of like stories. Everybody comes to the table with something like totally different to bring. And then it also gives scholars an opportunity to work on whatever interests them. So I think that is a really valuable thing too, because you can even get like credit for something that you're working on, you can get part of your tuition paid for, and all of this just rewarding you for your hard work as somebody in STEM. My favorite thing about HCC, I feel like people say this all the time, but HCC really, I feel like, has an unmatched amount of resources for students. Being a student here showed me that, being a SAMP ambassador here has shown me that, and every time that I've needed anything, I've been shown that again. I think that HCC really goes out of its way to support students in every way possible, and that's part of the reason why I'm so glad that I ended up here instead of, you know, a 4-year where I already, before even getting there, kind of felt unsupported. I feel supported by every way here, and by many different